What else is there to say? Like, what else is there to say? After 3 days, I think maybe 27 talks all in with all of the authors of the Great leadHERship Awakening. Mary, so happy that you're here. And so truly, when I thought about this closing ceremony, I thought, what else is there to say? There are no more words. We have shown up. We have shared. We've written, we've spoken, we've connected. And yet, between our last interview, just moments ago, and this closing ceremony, I went back out into my living room and I sat on the couch and I closed my eyes for a few minutes, just soaking it all in, connecting to the energy of this summit, of this movement. And I sat there with just like kind of in a feeling state, and I was leaning back. And then when I opened my eyes, I noticed that there were 3 little rainbows across my wall from this heart-shaped sun catcher. I don't even know if that's what you call it, but you know what it is, on my window, a gift that I had received from my mom at Christmas. And, to open my eyes and see that and think of the symbolism of the rainbow. It symbolizes many things: joy, optimism, creativity. Feels really fitting with St. Patrick's Day tomorrow as well. But what's interesting, as I was reflecting on like the original symbolism of the rainbow in human history and in the Bible, the rainbow being a symbol of a covenant between God and man. And the question I want to ask us as we close out the leadHERship Awakening Summit, the Great leadHERship Awakening Summit, is what is the covenant, the promise that you are making to yourself? We have heard from so many powerful, heartfelt women who have shown us what it means to be resilient, to walk through the world with grace, to let it all out and be angry for a minute, to come back, to rebuild, to lose it all, to gain it all. And really, what are we waiting for? If you're here, if you've been watching this summit, if you're watching on the replay because you wanted to support an author, maybe you wanted to make a change, maybe you got to a moment where you're like, enough is enough, but I don't know what to do next. This is the moment to make that commitment to yourself. And I mean, right here, right now, take out that paper, jot it down. Like, what is it that you are committing to for yourself coming out of the Great leadHERship Awakening? So take a moment. What can you commit to? I'll be inviting those of you live to share your commitment if you are willing. And as you reflect, as you may be prepared to share, I'm reminded of Kelly's talk yesterday, her chapter around legacy. What will be yours? And she gave us a way to think about legacy is not something that we wait until our old age to simply decide, where does money go? What do we want to make sense of our lives? It's a choice we get to make each and every day through the people that we connect with, the things we choose to say, maybe the things we choose not to say, the associations that we make, the work that we show up to do, the relationships that we have. It is all legacy. And we get to filter it through the prism of our values, which you've heard many leaders, leadHERs talk about this week. And we get to do so with yay, with playfulness as well, because we're here for serious business, but it's the business of having fun and being really good at what we do and what we love. And as I thought about legacy and what that means for me personally, people may look at me as a publisher, as someone who publishes books. But for me, I view the work that I do as being a space for people to show up, to awaken, to express themselves. And I view all of this, the writing of the book and bringing people together, as a way to build community. So is it about the books? Yes, and am I a publisher? Yes, and most importantly, when we are walking this great leadHERship awakening, when we are walking the path of conscious leadership, we are walking new ground. We are creating new paths, and we can't do it alone. And so selfishly, this whole world, this whole business, even this summit it's like the gift to myself to say, no, keep going, keep showing up, keep sharing. Don't fall back into old ways. Surround yourself with people who are ready to go forward with you. And so together we are doing this in our own unique ways, but together we are changing what's going on inside, which has a ripple effect on the entire world. So my legacy each and every day is to embody what I preach, to be who I am, to create space for other people to do the same, and to do so with more and more love and compassion each and every day. So I invite you here as we close out our summit together, which I know is just the beginning of so many different things that we don't even know what that's going to look like. I want to invite you to share that commitment here in the chat. Our authors, if you want to come off mute, of course, you're welcome to. The symbol of the rainbow, the covenant to ourselves, the commitment to show up. What does that look like for you? The begending. Love that word, Lisa.
I didn't make it up. You know,
is it like the ending? I'm like, yeah, the other way doesn't work.
The beginning, right? Nothing. Yeah, every ending is a beginning, right? And you know, Kayleigh, I was like feeling very much what you said. I have a very similar commitment, and I loved that surrounding yourself with people ready and willing to go with you. Part of it that feels really important. I think it's, you know, shining my light and helping you feel your yay and bring your yay, and that collective idea of doing it together. But that part of it where we letting go of needing the people who are not with us. So that's like, I don't have a really cool way to say that yet, but that idea is it's just so critical for me to practice. Like, I don't need them if they're not ready and willing to walk this path with us, right? Because there's so many people that are our people. And if I learned one thing over the last few weeks, it's about that intimacy that y'all talked about a couple minutes ago of going deep is where we can have our ripple effects with each other. So yeah, that's something I'm feeling.
I feel that, and I just remember, right, when we show up, for example, to write our chapter in this book, and many people didn't know each other. We just knew each other based on work title and showing up to these calls. And I do feel, I mean, I don't know if you feel this way. It really hasn't been until reading people's chapters and hearing them speak on the things that they're passionate about here at the summit that you're like, oh, whoa, maybe I had you all wrong. Maybe I actually wasn't really seeing all of you. I wasn't seeing the real, and now that I am, it's like, oh. So it's that extra power too of like, we got to create spaces where people, and actually time too, which we had in this collaboration, to go deep, to get to know each other, to see each other's gifts, to support each other. And so, yeah, it can't just be fly by night. Like, we need spaces where we're like, oh yeah, first impression was totally wrong. And now I'm here and I'm getting to know that person. Yeah.
Absolutely. I definitely, part of my commitment is building relationships with all the amazing women that I've met here. You know, Kayleigh, that was a big part of what I wanted out of the experience, was to build my network and to be inspired by people who are doing the marketing and getting seen. And I wanted to kind of like see them do it, to see myself doing it. And I got that. Lisa, you super inspired me on this journey. I just saw all of your stories on Instagram. I was like, oh, she is there. She is showing up and she's excited and bringing her yay. And I didn't even know what all of that meant in the beginning, but now I do. And I'm like, I need a t-shirt. But yeah, and also the financial movement, like being more on top of that. It's like I've made strides in the last couple of years. But I'm ready for that next level, and everything that Jennifer and Adapia were talking about was like, yes, yes. And Lisa was like, yes, yes, let's do this. And so knowing I have a partner in crime who's also like, yeah, you can do it, and I'm going to do it too. Just that camaraderie that's been built over this entire experience is something I'm not going to let slip through my fingers. I want to capture it and like really feel it and like absorb it and be with it and see how that changes me. But it has changed me. So thank you for that.
I love your commitment because, we all have a choice, which is we can just call this a moment. Like, that was fun, cool, thanks everyone, I'm on to the next thing. Or we can scale, as we were just talking about with Cindy, and we can scale via intimacy and going deeper. So finding the people that you do really connect with and on different levels in the book, trusting yourself with the message you have to now share with the broader world. We have the choice. We can, let it slip, or we can say, no, this is the thing I'm going to savor for a little bit longer. And I am definitely someone who's guilty of like, if you give me a mint or like a Werther's, I'll just like crack it up, suck it down real quick. And I'm like, wait, no, savor that Werther's, savor that for a long time. Like, let's savor this experience. Let's not just crack it up in our teeth and swallow it. Yeah. Oh, for Maria, thank you so much for being here and for your inspiring message here in the chat as well. And for those on the replay, like, this is a real ask to jot down your commitment to self, your promise to self as part of the Great leadHERship Awakening. And I really feel like I wrote in my chapter, this is about a new paradigm, and it's not just for women. I do feel as women, we have to play our part to restore balance and humanity by claiming these things that have not been seen as useful or valuable. And those are our gifts of intuition and presence and connection, specifically in the business world. But as I wrote, my mission is not to replace the patriarchy with the matriarchy. My mission is not to swap men for women in positions of power. My mission is not to shame men and only celebrate women. My mission is to help women to see their feminine and innate beauty, strength, and power so that we can reclaim who we are, own all parts of ourselves in the positions of influence that we occupy, and restore balance and wholeness to all of humanity in the process. I choose not to stand against things. I choose to stand for things. And I stand for what we have created here in the Great leadHERship Awakening, for the movement that is turning into the moment that's turning into the movement. And I stand with all of you, surrounded by so many inspiring women. And I stand here because of the incredible team that I have. So I couldn't end this event without thanking and just sending so much praise, love, and appreciation to Soul, who it's like, I feel like it's fake Soul that your name's Soul, you know, like her real name's Soul, sun, shine. And you have been not a ray of sunshine, like the whole sun for me this week. And the support that you've given to our authors, speakers, audience members has been above and beyond. And I'm so grateful for you, Soul. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I give her a shout out as well?
Yeah.
Because this morning when I was having my technical difficulties crisis, she was so centered and so calm and so sure that we were going to be successful. And she's like, what can I do to make this the best talk of your life? And I was like, oh man, like you've just made things great now. And I'm gonna do this and it's gonna work out. And it did work out. And I just want to thank you for being steady and compassionate and for all of your help onboarding me to that meeting this morning. So you were very, very appreciated. Thank you, Soul.
Thank you. I'm gonna tear up.
And I will just share there's no onboarding at this company right now, you know, so Soul has not learned any of this from me. This is just how she is. And so it makes me feel even just so amazing, so much more amazing. So that's who you are. You being you has been such a blessing for me. Thank you. And well, we have been working so hard to put on this summit and working with all of our incredible authors. We've been so fortunate to be supported behind the scenes in the publishing process by Christina and Natalie, who have put the book together, who have worked with all of our authors. So shout out to Christina and Natalie for all of their support. And to everyone that has joined us live on the replay, that's purchased a ticket, that's bought a book, that's left a review. And of course, to our authors, our best-selling authors who are speakers. And I will tell those of you that are here and who are watching this, if you're not out there now speaking and sharing your chapter in forums, at events, on stage, like we are all ready for this now. You have done the hard work of putting your thoughts out there in the world. You've done the hard work of showing up here, of dealing with whatever technical difficulties, engaging with the audience. Like, I forget whose talk it was today. I mean, I think we had like 10 today where it was like, might have been Sherry. It's like, there is no time in the future. The time is now. So let's not wait. We are ready. This is our moment. And so if you're watching this, if you need a speaker, if you need someone to present, every single one of these women is ready to do that and has a meaningful story to share, lessons to impart, and just an overall way of being that I promise you, you won't find in many places in corporate today. So invite them, connect with them, don't be shy. We all did this together because sometimes it's scary to go out on our own, to publish a book on our own, to speak on our own. But because we did this in community, we feel so empowered to go out and share this message with the world. So from my perspective, I am just honored that from my perspective, this has been a huge success to do this with all of you this week. And, you know, for me, Soul Excellence was just a dream a few years ago. And the fact that I now get to connect with and collaborate with so many incredible people around the world and learn so much in the process is deeply meaningful to me. And the Great leadHERship Awakening is all about authenticity, about connection, about presence. And what better way to honor this book, really one that we've taken to a whole new level by doing so in this format, in this week for 3 days. I don't know if Soul's seen the sun at all. I know Lisa's out there. With that, I just want to, oh, yay, thanks for giving us a little extra sun, Lisa. I want to say thank you again and just extending so much appreciation. Connect with the authors, buy the book, stay tuned for our next book in April, The Diversity in Humanity, and in May, The Queen Bee. There's there's so many people out there who have so much to share and so much light to shine. And I'm grateful that I get to be a vehicle for that alongside them. So Mary, thank you. Lisa, thank you for being here. Maria, thank you for joining us live. Sherry, thank you for joining us live. And everyone who made this possible, thank you. Now go out, don't be shy, embody the great leadHERship awakening. And I can't wait to report on our donation to LMU Girls, to share more about everything that's happening behind the scenes. But for now, let us all be the light. Let us all commit to ourselves, and let us all shine so brightly for all to see. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Kayleigh.
You're so welcome, Mary.
Thank you, Kayleigh Soul. We'll miss you.
We'll miss
See
you.
you soon.
See you on Slack.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.